Hello and welcome to the Roughneck Modding Crew YouTube channel. If you have not already, please hit the like and subscribe to support our channel. Today we're going to talk about the Manitowoc MLC-100-1 that has been brought to you by Roughneck Modding Crew, otherwise known as RMC. As the game progresses in FS25, this crane will have updates. It will be available on our Patreon. Please go check us out and support us. With that being said, we're going to get into a few things over this mod that is coming out for FS25. This is the Manitowoc MLC-100-1. It is completely buildable and color selectable. You will find this in your store. When you go to the store, you're going to go to the miscellaneous trailer. Under the miscellaneous trailer, you are going to find the crane. When you go into the crane to buy it, you can go in and there's some options in there such as color change. There's some company logos in there and you can add them to your crane. We're going to use one of our modders logos and we are going to go in, and as you can see, if I go to my color palette, I can change the color of the crane, and then I'm going to go down and it's going to say decal 1. During decal 1, I can apply that and it's going to give a color change to that decal. I'm going to go to decal 2 and it's also going to do the same thing. So you can play with that and design it to the way that you want. Another thing that you're going to want to do after you purchase the crane is you're going to want to go into your settings. When you go into your settings and you want to go into controls, when you scroll down through your controls, you're going to see that you're going to find a category in here. And in this category, you're going to be able to set your own custom controls. And if you use farm sticks like I do, the Thrustmaster farm sticks, you can go down here. Now you can go, now you can go over and set your custom controls to your liking. It also comes with controls to run for Xbox controller and mouse and keyboard. But if you want to set something custom, you can take and hit the custom, make it custom, or you can come over and you will find farm stick right, farm stick left. After you have set up your custom controls, some of the things that you want to do is you're going to make yourself familiar with the crane. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get in a crane and we're going to start it up. As you can see, when I start this crane up, it is highly detailed inside. Your monitors are going to come on. You do have some motion in here. You've got a CB radio. As you know, Roughneck Modding Crew, we do a lot of oil field stuff, and in oil fields they use CB, so the detail of that is in there. If you pay attention to your joysticks on the right, when I do an idle turn, which this crane is capable of, your joysticks are going to move while you do an idle turn. And also when you take and do things such as move your boom and swing left and right. Now, right now, as you noticed, the boom did not move. And now that I have clicked to the controls, it'll move. This crane has two control groups. It has group number 1, group number 2. And we're going to go over to a pre-assembled crane, and I'm going to show you what them groups are about. When you come over to the pre-assembled crane, and this is the different configurations you can do. This is a rig up configuration with no boom, but it will have the assembly hook. This is a short boom with just a tip, and as you can see, when you have the tip, you have the assembly hook that'll work plus your main hook. This is another configuration where you have your bottom butt section, you got a mid section, and you've got your tip, and you only have one hook. And then over here, this is all the boom pieces put together. But as you can see, if I go into this crane right here, we're going to start it up, and we are going to go into control group number 1. In control group number 1, I have control over my hook, and I am able to move my boom, swing, and I am able to drive and everything as normal. But I do not have any control over hook number 2. When I take and push my next group, I am now in control group number 2, which you can see the 2 above the little tractor up there in the left hand corner. Now I am capable of operating the build hook as I was in group 1 with the main hook. So with that being said, that gives you a little bit of a rundown on how this is done. And so we're going to back this one back in, and we'll park him, and we'll go over and I'll show you a little bit about how to build this crane. Now, some of this stuff that I'm going to do for video purposes is going to be a little bit faster than normal, but I just want to give you an idea. But if you want to take and make a realistic build with this crane, you are more than capable of doing that. So as you notice, the crane is in a fold position. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and unfold my crane. And once we unfold the crane, you're going to notice that the gantry and stuff will come up for the crane. Now when you go into transport mode and you want to fold the crane back down, you just simply press the fold button and all the animation will take place, and you will be able to transfer the crane on the Brent crane trailer that is also going to be available. We will do a later review of it and show you how that works at a later date. But today we're going to concentrate on the crane. So once again, I unfold the crane. As you noticed, when I folded it the first time, the crane done a 360, and that was just because I was using the crane during setup, so it was just zeroing everything out. Once you come over do that, you can come over here, and the first thing you're going to put on is going to be the base weights. They go in between your tracks, and they are liftable. So once you take, you're going to notice these little green arrows. You see them little green arrows. So we're going to make sure that we are in control group 2 because that is our build group. And we are going to cable down and boom down. As you're doing this, you want to get as close to the green arrow as possible. And you may have to make some camera adjustments as you're doing this. So once you get close to the green arrow, you may not get the prompt in order to hook it up. Well, do not panic yet because you have not broke nothing. What you need to do is these lift nodes are lift orientated. So what you have to do is you have to spin your hook. And when you are setting up your custom controls, now you can see that I have the prompt to hook it up. So I like to be a little bit above the green arrow. If you're below it a little bit, it may lift your crane off the ground because of the physics of the game, but we'll attach that, and when you attach it, now you have your lift chains and everything. Now, when you attach something, it's going to take, and that is going to be your working tool. You have to remember at this point that you want to go back to control group number 2, so you just need to pan back to control group number 2, and now we are backing to the working status. Now I'm going to rotate my hook because this base weight, as you can see, the attachers are in the back, and this goes towards the center of the crane. As we take and go towards the center of the crane here, I am taking it, I'm just going to boom up and cable down a little bit and bring that as I'm rotating my hook. Now there is a little bit of sway in this, so as you can see, the weight was starting to go. So you may have to bump your hook in order to get it into the position that you like in order to make the connection. And this just takes a little bit of time and getting used to, and that comes from making yourself familiar with the crane. So like right there, I'm pretty close. So now I can drop this, and we're going to give her a little bump, give her a little swing, and we're going to cable down. And now, as you can see, I got a little bit of drift in my hook. So once again, I'm going to move it back to the other way. And this just brings a little bit of realism to it. In the real world, you would have somebody with a tag line on this and helping you. So you want to try to get that square with the crane as possible. And I'm going to drop it right there. Oops. And you see what happens when you drop so fast. So now after you've done that, you have to remember, you have to go back to that working tool. So once again, I am going to get on that working tool. Once I get on that working tool and it lights up there in the left hand toolbar to show that I'm on that working tool, we are going to hit the detach mode. Now as you can see, I have an attachment point right there. You do not want to reattach to it right yet. You want to go back to group 2, bring your hook up and clear your hook, because that is the closest attacher joint, and it will reattach. Once you move your hook, you see you still have the prompt. So now we are able to hook the base of the crane up. So with that being said, all these pieces are liftable. You just have to find the lift nodes on them. Now here's where I'm going to get a little bit fast. I'm going to use super strength to show you guys how this thing goes together, just to make the video a little bit shorter and help you get a better understanding of it. So once you get a lift like that going, the next thing you're going to want to do is, of course, you're going to want to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to go over here and get our center weight once again. And we are going to put this one right here, and we are going to hook it up. Next thing we're going to go over, I'm going to demonstrate over here. If you come over here and look, each one of these have a lifting node on them. So what you would do first is you would come over here, you would grab this with your crane, you would bring it over and you would put it on your base plate. Then you would unhook that weight. Then you would come over here and you would repeat the same process for the next side. After you unhook from that, then you want to hook to this in the center, your base weight. Once you are hooked to the center of your base weight, it is going to give you the command to hook the left and right weight to it. Now you have to remember, every time you build this, this is going to be a tool, so you have to pay attention, and you're going to have to pan through your toolbar in order to unhook this, and then you're going to go get your other two, and you're going to repeat the same process. So for this, we're going to cheat. Once your base plate is built, you're then going to make sure that your lettering is facing the outside with the danger stickers on it, and you are going to bring it up and you are going to put it behind your crane. When you put it behind your crane and you are within it, you're going to get a prompt, and that is going to lift your weight up. Now that we're hooked to the crane, I'm going to go ahead and put my other weights on. As I grab these weights and I put them on, you're going to find out that we are going to get a prompt for each and every one of them. So we'll just grab them like this. There is no special side. Does not matter which one you get. You can go either way and they will hook up. You just need 4 of them for this crane. You are capable of stacking more than 4 of them, but we should only have 4. Once you got that done, get back in your crane and it's going to hook up. And if you watch up on the top left hand corner in your toolbar, for every piece you put on, the toolbar grows. As the toolbar grows, that is because the tools that you have hooked to it. So you're going to have to pay attention to that and make sure that whatever task you are doing, that you are on the correct tool in order to do that task. For instance, I will show you here in 1 second. So we get this up there like so, and I hook him up. Now if I was disassembling this crane and I wanted to unhook that, I'm still on that, you hit the detach, and then you can come over with another crane and take that off, and then you would continue to do that during the whole teardown. Now that that is there, once again, you're going to want to make sure that you are in group 2, because that is your group. So I'm going to pan to group 2, and as you can see, I have my hook and everything that is capable of running. And we are going to boom down, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to start getting boom sections. We're just going to lay this down here in the middle of the parking lot, and I'm going to super strength the boom sections to give you an idea. But once again, all the boom sections, just like everything else, are liftable. One thing you do want to pay attention when you are assembling this, if you look, this side has this side has a male side, and this side has a female side. This is very important during assembly to make sure that you pay attention to this, because if not, if you try to put the two males together, you're not going to get the connection point. So we know that that side's our female side. We're going to go ahead and grab the base of the first section of our crane, and these are marked section 1 and 2 in the store. Once we grab the first section, we are going to put it up there. Then we're going to get back in our crane, and we are going to connect it. As you drive forward, you will get the connection. Now we will go get our next section. If when you are doing this process for some reason you do not get the connection, make sure you have the right section. Once you bring this one out here, you are able to set it on the ground, and once again, when I get in a crane and I get in the correct spot, we should get a connection. Just like that. And then, of course, you're going to go get the last piece, which would be your tip in this configuration. Once you get your tip, you will take and put it out here. Get back in your crane, make slight adjustments, and it is going to hook up. Once you have it all hooked up, as you can see, we have a big toolbar up there in the top left-hand corner. Once again, you want to go to group 1, because this is now your lifting group, and this now controls your main hook. If you are in group 2, such as I am right now, which is the assembly group, you are going to notice you do not have no hook control. Do not panic. Make sure your toolbar is in group 1. Once we go to group 1, just like that, I have main control over the hook. So when you are using the crane, it is very important to make sure that you are in the correct category in order to operate the crane. We all hope that you enjoy the crane from Roughneck Modding. This is for FS25. And once again, if you have not, please like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and thank you for supporting Roughneck Modding.